Uncertainty. For me, uncertainty first became real when I was about 11 years old. Something important was shifting in my family. I didn't know the details. I didn't know what the outcome would be. I just knew that the adults who were usually steady were no longer sure of what would happen next. I remember trying to stay grounded while everything felt unsettled. I watched closely. I listened for tone. I paid attention for what wasn't being said. Even without understanding the full story, my body knew something was in motion. That's what uncertainty feels like, sensing that something is changing before you know what it is. As children, we learn how to live with uncertainty long before we have words for it. We learn whether it's safe to ask questions, whether not knowing is allowed, whether feelings are held when answers are missing. Those early experiences shape how we meet uncertainty later in life. Some of us learn to become very alert. We scan for signs. We look for patterns. We try to predict what's coming so we can feel prepared. Others learn to pull inward, to wait quietly until things settle. Still others learn to distract themselves, to stay busy, to fill the spaces so the not knowing doesn't have room to grow. Still others get loud. None of these responses are wrong. They're all ways of staying steady when the ground feels unsure. Uncertainty is uncomfortable, not because it's dangerous, but because it removes the illusion of control. When we don't know what's coming, we can't plan around it. We can't brace ourselves in the usual ways. We are left with the present moment, and for many people, that's the hardest place to be. In adulthood, uncertainty shows up in many forms. In relationships that are shifting, in careers that no longer feel stable, in health changes, in seasons of transition. Even in good things, uncertainty can feel unsettling because it asks us to let go of what we thought we knew. What makes uncertainty particularly challenging is that it doesn't respond well to pressure. You can't force clarity. You can't rush knowing. The answers arrive when they arrive, not when we want them to. During that time in my childhood, I didn't need the future to be explained to me. I needed to feel held while it was unknown. That's what most of us need in uncertain moments, not certainty, but steadiness, truth. We often confuse the two. Certainty feels like safety because it removes the unknown. Steadiness feels like safety because it gives us something to lean on while the unknown exists. When we have steadiness in ourselves or in others, uncertainty becomes more tolerable. Without it, uncertainty can feel like free fall. Many people carry old uncertainty in their bodies. They may not remember the original moments, but they remember the feeling, the waiting, the listening, the sense of something being unresolved. When uncertainty shows up later in life, it can activate those old patterns of vigilance, withdrawal, or overthinking. That's not weakness, it's memory. Uncertainty has a way of asking us to slow down, to feel more, to notice what's happening inside when the air isn't clear. That can be deeply uncomfortable. It can also be quietly revealing. In uncertain seasons, people often learn what they actually need, what they truly value, what they can and cannot live with, what they've been carrying without realizing it. Those insights don't arrive all at once. They emerge gradually as you stay present with what's unfolding. Uncertainty is not empty time. It's formative time. It shapes how we listen, how we respond, how we trust ourselves. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, something is. For many people, the hardest part is staying with that process, not because it's wrong, but because it doesn't offer immediate relief. It doesn't reward impatience. It asks for a kind of presence that isn't flashy or fast. It asks for simply being where you are. That's not always easy, especially if you learned early on that not knowing was dangerous or destabilizing. If uncertainty once meant something bad might happen, your body might still react as if that's always true. But not all uncertainty is a threat. Sometimes it's simply change waiting to reveal itself, for you to connect to the deeper part of you. At Hold, we often sit with people who are in uncertain seasons. They don't come because they want answers. They come because they want space. Space to say what they're feeling without needing to make sense of it yet. Space to notice what's rising inside without being rushed toward conclusions. That kind of listening creates the steadiness that we're all looking for, and steadiness makes uncertainty easier to carry. If you're in a season of not knowing, it's okay. It's okay that you're in the middle of something, even if you can't see where it's going yet. Sometimes the only thing that's needed is a place where you don't have to pretend you're sure. And sometimes that's just enough.